Dividing positive and negative integers. Problem 1. 12 divided by 4. The way I like to think of this problem is in terms of objects and groups. So for me, what this problem is telling me, if I start off with 12 objects, how can I evenly sort them into 4 groups? So let's go ahead and first make 4 groups. And we see that we're starting off with 12 positive chips. So in order to divide this, we're going to evenly sort these 12 chips into these groups. So let's go ahead and do that. So after evenly splitting things up, what's the answer to this division problem? The answer is going to be how many objects are inside one group. So 12 divided by 4, inside one group we have 3 positive chips. So 12 divided by 4 is going to be 3. Problem 2, negative 15 divided by 3. The way I like to think of this is, we're starting off with negative 15 objects, and we're going to evenly split them up into 3 groups. So let's go ahead. We're starting off with 15 negative objects. Let's go ahead and make 3 groups. And now we're going to evenly split these up. So after evenly split this up, what's the answer to this division problem? We need to take a look at how much is inside one group. So negative 15 divided by 3, inside one group we have negative 5 chips. Problem 3, 18 divided by negative 6. Again, I like to think of this in terms of objects and groups. Right? And you can see that we're starting off with 18 chips, 18 objects. Now the tricky part is, how can I divide this into 6 negative groups? So the way I like to think of negative groups is, I like to think of it in terms of the opposite. So let's go ahead and make 6 negative groups. Right? And notice what happens when I try to place an object inside of a negative group. So when I put this into a negative group, notice how it flips and becomes the opposite sign. So if I split these all up, what's our answer going to be? So after splitting these up, the answer is going to be how much is inside one group. So in one group, we're going to have negative 3. And for our last problem, negative 8 divided by 2, here we have negative 8 objects, and we're split them into negative 2 groups. So we're starting off with negative 8 chips. Let's go ahead and make 2 negative groups. And notice what happens when we try to put these objects into a negative group. Here we're starting off with a negative, and when I put them to a negative group, notice that it flips to the opposite sign. It becomes a positive. Let's go and evenly split these up. So after evenly split these up, what's the answer? Well, the answer is going to be how much is in one group. So negative 8 divided into negative 2 groups. Each group's going to have 4 positives. To summarize, when dividing positive and negative integers, when we're dividing the same sign, either a positive and a positive or a negative and a negative, our answer is going to be positive. And when we're dividing opposite signs, for example, one positive and one negative, the answer is going to be negative.